Night 3 of the Republican National Convention underway, and in about 15 minutes, Vice President Mike Pence will speak to a live audience at a site with a special place in American history.
WGN political reporter Taman Bradley is here to catch us all up on the night so far. Taman.
Mike and Patrick, good evening. Tonight, a message for suburban women voters. The primetime program began with lots of talk about unrest and crime before quickly moving to the human side of President Trump. All of this just a warm-up for the VP.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
Night
United
3
States
at the
of America.
RNC, Vice President Mike Pence's moment. With a patriotic theme, Pence is speaking from Fort McHenry, Maryland, the site that inspired the Star-Spangled Banner. The Vice President is expected to serve as a tack dog, going after President Trump's critics. Less than an hour before his speech, it remains unclear whether Pence will address the unrest in Kenosha following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. In this Twitter video, Democratic candidate Joe Biden urged an end to the violence, and he said he spoke to the Blake family.
Put yourself in the shoes of every black father and black mother in this country and ask, is this what we want America to be?
One of President Trump's closest confidants, outgoing White House counselor Kellyanne Conway, steps into the RNC spotlight. The loyal member of Team Trump made history in 2016 when she became the first woman campaign manager to win a presidential race.
President Trump helped me shatter a barrier in the world of politics by empowering me to manage his campaign to its successful conclusion.
To show the personal side of President Trump, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, who has the breast cancer gene, shared an emotional story about choosing a preventative mastectomy.
I expected to have the support of my family, but I had more support than I knew. As I came out of anesthesia, one of the first calls I received was from Ivanka Trump. As I recovered, my phone rang again. It was President Trump calling to check on me. I was blown away. Here was the leader of the free world caring about my circumstance.
This week's program has shattered norms. Critics say it's crossed the line between government and politics. The president issued a pardon from the White House, the First Lady addressed the convention from the Rose Garden, and the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, spoke from Jerusalem. The 1939 Hatch Act limits federal officials from engaging in political activity. The GOP message remains law and order.
Democrat-run cities across this country are being overrun by violent mobs. The violence is rampant. There's looting, chaos, destruction, and murder.
The lawlessness is spreading out of Chicago into the 6th Congressional District, and people are scared and they're worried.
There were even Orwellian appeals to the far right.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and their radical allies try to destroy these heroes because if there are no heroes to inspire us, government can control us.
The anti-Biden rhetoric is turned all the way up. In a blistering attack, the former football coach Lou Holtz said that Joe Biden is Catholic in name only. Micah and Patrick.
Thank you, Taman. And the